to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Baylor Bears, taking on a team from the ACC, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give out of the gun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking downfield, it's Robertson. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Off play action. Caught behind the line. It's Washington. He'll be dragged down right at the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
They are backing up their pregame words. Their first drive of the game, 4th down in their own end, and they're going for it. That's caught. It's Wilson. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. And the Bears will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw again. The sure hands, it's Washington. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
Man, a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the 1st down.
The Bears are moving quickly down the field. Looking for room. It's Washington. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
And the Bears in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block that. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Grabbed in the middle. It's Hawkins. Past the 40. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The Bears have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. To the air, it's Robertson. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on 3rd down. Stands in and takes the hit. And he makes the catch inside the 25. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly complete. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. That throw and catch a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And the Bears racing to the line in a hurry-up. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 3rd and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. Touch pass on the run. And they're able to make the tackle.
Well, I love the idea by the offense here on 3rd down close to the goal line, trying to get one of their best playmakers in space with the push pass. But I love the defense. Understanding where the ball is, great eye discipline, they rally to it, and they get the TFL now setting up 4th down.
Looking for a man. It's Robertson. Got his man quickly. He was looking for the corner, and that corner could not be found. The defense sets the edge just in time to make the stop. Both sides trying to find a little rhythm and efficiency and move the ball some here as we start the 2nd quarter. So 1st down here as they go back to work. From his end zone, looking to throw. Got to take care of the ball. Trying to escape and get it himself. Forced out of bounds right at the 20-yard line, and that's the kind of play that can really get a drive going.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a 1st down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
Got it in the middle. It's Randall. Knocked off his feet.
He's just got a knack. I mean, he just finds his way out of things and scrambles outside the pocket and then makes plays, gets completions. It's just so frustrating for a defense to try to bottle a guy up like this with so much talent.
The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He's going to run it. Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
And I feel like this defense is starting to get in a rhythm and starting to feel it, right? You've seen him take off, have some success, and you know if nothing's open, he wants to run. Defense kind of locked in, didn't give up a big play there. They're kind of...
It's a fumble on the play. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance It's defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
And that's a huge play by the defense. Great job and great effort getting to the ball carrier and swatting at the football, knocking it out, and then following up for a massive fumble recovery.
Back to pass, it's Robertson. Looking to the big tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, this guy shot out of the cannon. 2 catches on the opening drive, and finally going back to him again. This time, they don't hook up, but he's a guy that needs to touch the football often, and I think this offense has to keep trying to find ways to get him involved.
Going for the big play. Grabs it inside the 10. Touchdown, Bears! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. How about the renaissance of the tight ends? Inline, flexed out, split out. They can do a little bit of everything.
They really can, and they're asked to block a lot of the times, too. But I tell you what, all the wide receivers out wide, the fancy toys, the fancy spread, don't forget about that tight end. He does a little bit of everything, and then you reward the big fella throwing the ball, and he catches, so he really can do a little bit of everything in an offense.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. And it's caught from inside the 20, and here he comes. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. The give on the inside. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Now improvising. Turning it on! They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. From the 33, it's 1st and 10. Give to the back. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Quickly complete. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
That's a really good break on the football. He sees the ball come out, and he hits him right as he's catching it. Nice job of dislodging the football from the receiver. That's a good play by the defensive back.
Looking to scramble. Fires downfield. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Trying to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
When you get that quarterback and he starts to leak outside the pocket like that and roll, you roll with him. Those linebackers are supposed to move and shift with him, start to take away the field towards the sideline, because think about it, he's not going to throw it back across his body. The defense read it well, moved with the rollout, made the big play.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Looking for a man. It's Robertson. Quickly complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, the the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Intercepted, the defense has set him up. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Clemson. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick six.
Linebackers are so athletic nowadays in college football. They can play man on running backs and tight ends and all over the field. And how about the linebacker making the athletic interception and then showing you he could be a running back, taking it all the way back to the house for a touchdown.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Washington. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds right around the 34-yard line, and now they've got a little something brewing.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set. I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
He rifles one deep to the left. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
Back to throw, it's Robertson. He's not afraid to go deep. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. The Bears will kick it away first, and will start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the head. There he goes. They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding. I get the ball to my slot guy. He can make plays after. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man. Just he catches the football, and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Trying to make magic with his feet. His defense fully aware that he can run. They stop him after a short gain.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
Now, I feel like this defense is starting to pick up on this quarterback's MO. You've seen it, right? Like, time and time again, he is willing to scramble. He wants to carry the football, kind of apprehensive, maybe doesn't want to make a mistake. I'd love to see him maybe hang in that pocket just a little more and maybe make some plays down the field with his arm.
Just what this offense was looking for. Sets them up at the 26 with the first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush on the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, miss the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
And the Tigers can really attack on this second and short. To the air, it's Klubnik. Caught near the sticks, it's Williams. Touchdown, Tigers! They take the lead with the 6.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, Dave, and gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping to run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Got it in the middle. It's Cameron. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field, that time
he uncorks one deep. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
Great job by the DB on that play. How many times in these types of deep ball situations do we see pass interference? That cornerback could not have played that ball better.
Wants to throw again. Makes the catch. It's Cameron. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, the quarterback got it to his receiver quickly and gave him an opportunity to make a few moves after the catch, but he's got to do a better job with ball security that time. That is a costly fumble.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Might as well give it to him again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Klubnik. Gets rid of it. Pulls it in, it's Williams. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
here on 3rd down. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play and they pick up a 1st down.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap it.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
Toss sweep to the right. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
You want to bring in your tight ends? You want to bring in more beef for that offensive line? I'm going to bring in more beef. Nice job by the defense understanding the situation. Red zone, field shrinks. I need more bigger personnel on the field, some big guys that can stop the run. Played the run well. Great job by the defense understanding the situation.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
And this one is perfect. And that lead grows even bigger. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Yeah, and hold on to the football. I mean, defense just did their job. Stopped them, held them to a field goal, limited the damage. Now it's time for the offense to get the momentum going again.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking downfield on 1st down. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incomplete.
Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That intercept.
He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, Tigers.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they did tack on the extra point. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Robertson. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case.
Looking to take a shot. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And this offense, unfortunately, finishing like they've played all game long, struggling to put points on the board. Another turnover here late in the football game, and I think people are starting to go ahead and exit the aisles and take on off out of here.
Punch it out of the air. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking to fire. Buys a little extra time. Just gets rid of it before the heat.
Really nice job by the defense. They know the quarterback was outside the pocket. They were still able to get a hat on him just as he was trying to make that throw and force the incompletion.
Boy, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Moving out to the right. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Touchdown, Tigers! And the punishment has been extended.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for blockers. And the returner will be brought down. They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive. Scanning the field, it's Robertson. Unloads to the wideout. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he's still running after the move. And they get him on the ground. They get the turnover. They get a chunk of yards, and they are in business.
What a roller coaster on that play, Palmer. The defense gets the interception, and then he fumbles the ball trying to return it, but a heads-up play to fall on the football and, in the end, create the turnover.
It's amazing, David, because you know the defense practices getting turnovers. I don't know how often, though, they practice ball security. And they made that one interesting, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is to get the TO.
And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires into the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes it the other way. Well, some might think this head coach has a tough locker room speech after this one. I would suggest that he starts with, "That's just bad."
bad. Or, as Reese Davis would say, ungood. Just very ungood performance. Flush this one down the toilet. Move on. It's not your best day. You lost in ugly fashion, to be honest, but better days ahead.
Now, I think a lot of this has to come on the shoulders of the players. They need to be able to realize they just didn't do enough. So they've got to turn the page. They've got to go back to work, have a great week of practice, and put out a better effort next week.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. home of the Miami Hurricanes. As we see the number 7 team in the country, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, taking on the second-ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Hurricanes will get us underway with the opening kickoff. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
The Red Raiders trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Fires to the middle. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
Man, I love the catch radius on this guy. If you just put it somewhere near his body, he's going to be able to reel it in. That was a phenomenal job, showing you his athleticism and also his concentration, making that outstanding grab.
Snagged in the middle. It's Virgil. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Defense a little too eager on that last one, and now it's 1st and 5. Use the play fake, now to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. Picked off, and the opening drive is stuck with an interception.
Well, the defense came into this game, guys, knowing that they were going to be tested, with the offense throwing it vertically down the field. And you saw it right there on the opening drive. They were ready for it. Great job locating the ball and getting the INT.
Back to throw, it's Beck. Grabbed over the middle, it's Marion. They're showing that toughness using the ground game to create breathing room. They've got it out to the 15.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
To the air on 2nd down. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
Nice job ruining that catch. And listen, when you say Miami Hurricane football, to me, I think about burners at the receiver position. Michael Irvin, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, who I played with in the Senior Bowl. These guys could not be covered one-on-one. And this dude here in this offense today, he causes the same kind of problems. Really, really good route runner. He always seems to get open.
Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Catch in the middle, it's Daniels. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. And the Canes want to pick up the tempo.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Knocked out way behind the line of scrimmage. They'll call it a 9-yard loss. And the Hurricanes now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to fire on 2nd down. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
It is 3rd and long. Let's see what kind of arm he's got. Picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Well, really early in this game, you're seeing the ball hawks on both sides of the ball. Interception on the first drive of the game, and now they come out, and this defense gets a pick in return. There are a lot of dudes in the back end with speed and with the ability to close. What a phenomenal play by that. And just now to get the ball back to his offense.
This offense has it with really good field position. Let's go. Dropping back, it's Morton. A shot toward the end zone. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's got it down the left side. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. Great spot to attack there. Right off the turnover, try to strike and keep them reeling.
Absolutely. Coaching 101. Sudden change. When you create a turnover and you get the ball back on offense, attack, attack, attack. Use the momentum. Try to make a big play.
That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. First down from the 42. Throws to the wideout. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
I think the quarterback at this point just needs to settle down. We saw the interception earlier in the game, and all of a sudden on that throw, just really bad fundamentals. The quarterback just needs to settle himself, get himself into a rhythm, trust his fundamentals, because that's going to help his accuracy.
Off the play fake. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down will be the last resort. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Canes will come to the line to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Lobs it off the back foot. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on 4th down.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
Great place to start for this offense. They'll give it to the back. Piles ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking to throw, it's Morton. Quick completion on the out route. And this one will be stopped for no gain. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And that is interception number 3 on the day.
Well, that's the second pick in as many series now for this quarterback. But, David, I love the defense right now and the way they're reading and reacting to all these route concepts. I mean, they are all over these guys on the back end.
All over the field, making plays. Listen, you're supposed to see the quarterback break on the football. You've seen several breaks on the football. Your job is to know what the offense does really, really well. And you can tell this defense is dialed in, and they know exactly what this offense wants to accomplish.
And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. You get that turnover, and you try to punch them hard immediately on the first play, and they come up with a big gain.
And when the defense is running on the field,
intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
Under fire. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And dropped it. Incomplete pass, and what would have been a huge gain. No defender anywhere around, and he just flat dropped it. And after the failed connection on second down, this offense faces a third down. Back to throw, it's Morton. Gonna take a shot. Another interception. That's his fourth of the day. Got room on the return. He's at the 40. He was hoping for that interception return for the touchdown, but he's brought down at the 27.
Man, it's really nice as a defense to force third and long, where you can bring in the nickel, Jesse, and you can play zone coverage with those zone eyes on the quarterback.
Yeah, as a quarterback, too, you got to know with that extra DB out there, your timing better be good and you better be accurate, because if you're not, they've got ball hawks in the back end, and that errant throw gets picked.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
And back to the air on second down. Caught over the middle. It's Marion. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
And the Canes will try to punch it in on first and goal. They want to throw it. Wide out, trying to get it in. And with a hallelujah land. Touchdown, Miami! A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the... It's a fake, and the holder showing off that arm. And they get to the quarterback. Knocked down for the tackle. They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside the 15, here's the return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Motion from the wideout. From from the gun. The running back looking for room. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Well, not a great run there, but I think what the coaching staff is trying to do is they're trying to help out their quarterback. He's thrown interceptions on each of his last 2 drives. The best way to try to settle him down is to get the running game established. But I think the defense is aware of that right now, loading the box. Everybody up front is ready for the run.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He turns that loose down the right side. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
And you just wonder now, is that the play that's finally going to wake this offense up? They've been sluggish throughout the entire first half, but could that be the thing that finally just gives them a little bit of a jolt and leads them to scoring some points here before this half is over?
Dropping back, it's Morton. Deep shot for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Full wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Catch in the middle, it's Virgil. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. The pressure gets to him. Quarterback is sacked, and the 2-point attempt is denied, and the lead stays right where it is. And the Red Raiders will line it up on 1st and 10. He wants to throw it again. Rushes on him. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
I mean, this game has to feel like a living nightmare for this quarterback. We're still in the first half, and this guy, with all the interceptions he's thrown, with all the inaccurate balls, nothing is going right. They have no semblance of a passing game.
Time to take a shot. Grabs it inside the 15. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Bought a little time, lets it go. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Grab near the marker, it's Carter. And he's gonna take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders!
You always want to take some momentum into halftime. That's exactly what they did. How about the touchdown late in the first half? Now a chance to take the lead with the extra point. All the momentum, all the juice, all the feel-good going right to this offense.
Catches it inside his 20. Chance to really gain some ground. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Back to pass, it's back. Finds his man down the middle.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. He wants to throw it. Oh, they're after him. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. Red Raiders will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Looking for Daly. The ball pops out on the return. Kicking team's got it. Touchdown, Red Raiders! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
And this is why a lot of coaches don't kick the ball out of the end zone. They want them to return the football so something good can happen. So you can put a hat on a football, cause a fumble, make something happen, Palmer, and that's exactly what the kickoff unit does.
Man, I love kickoff coverage units, David, that take pride in their jobs. These guys want to line up. They want to run down the field and hurt somebody. That was a huge game-changing play to not just create the turnover, but to score a touchdown.